Hello, my name is Elliot Simcoe. I'm coming to you from Pennsylvania. I'm currently in training to be an English teacher. Um, and I go to school at Millersville University. So today I'm going to talk to you about accessibility for all types of students and how we can sort of generalize our accessibility for it to help students with individualized education plans. So that's students with intellectual, physical disabilities, and for students with language individualized education plans. So that will be students that are English learners. When we use multiple forms of accessibility all at once, it's going to help those categories of students that I mentioned, but it's also going to help all types of students. The effect here actually has a name. It's called the curb cut effect. Just think of it. There are curb cuts in like the curbs on sidewalks. This helps people with wheelchairs, with baby strollers get onto the sidewalk. But it's also going to help anyone. Think about it. You're carrying a heavy load. You don't have to step up. You're you have a cart behind you. You don't have to lift it over the curb. So again, these forms of accessibility are going to help all students. So one form is to always display the information visibly. So when you're conveying information orally, you should also attempt to display the text visibly. This also comes in the form of videos. You're going to turn on captions. And when you do have text that you designed yourself, you're going to try to have visuals so that people can use context clues to better understand you. Think about it. Words have multiple meanings, and it may be hard to find out exactly what the teacher means by it. So also, if you have information visibly, you're also going to need to repeat it orally. This will help students remember what you said, what you want them to do. You should try to go over all the information orally, but especially the most important parts to just highlight what you want. And it may take a while for students to comprehend the instructions you're delivering. So you need to be patient when students ask you questions about something you already explained. I know it can be difficult, but the fact that they're asking means that they care. So also I have personally found that it is highly beneficial to upload your content onto your learning management system when it's appropriate. When you get to that content, you don't need to make it accessible necessarily before, but if you're going over it in class, if you're telling students to read a passage in class, you could have a printout and you could have it on your learning management system. You could have instructions on your learning management system. You could put links to videos that you're watching as a group in the learning management system. So about visibly display, excuse me, about visibly displaying text, you should consider the size, the style, and the color of your text. With the color, it should be contrasting to your background. Make sure it contrasts a lot. Remember about glare that could possibly go on your screen, on your yeah, screen that comes down. So about style, this is one example actually. This poster here is in a font style called Open Dyslexic, and it's more accessible for people with dyslexia. And the size, try, if you're able to have the size big enough to read for students of all vision. Of course, at least a 12 font, but I would recommend bigger for worksheets that you print out. And lastly, this is a very general teacher strategy to be able to sense when your students aren't grasping the task and know, and you can pre-plan how to break it into digestible steps. Sometimes students aren't acting out, they just don't understand. So when you can sense that they're not grasping it, try to break it down. And lastly, if you have any questions, you can contact me on this email displayed here. I'll also spell it out. EOSIMCOE at gmail.com. GMAIL.com. Thank you for listening to my presentation.